good afternoon. Kay Miss Valerie, how does it feel na parang you're returning to your original network, no? Since, ano pa ba to? Anong year ka ba nung nanalo ka sa contest?
Matagal na. Daming matagal, ano? Matagal na panahon kasi I started entering TV because of QTV's May Trabaho Ka. QTV was the former GTV. So, doon ako nakapasok. I was with GMA for several years and then afterwards, iHeartPH went to a different network and now it's back here at GTV. So, I feel like I'm back home. I'm very happy to be back home and to also hopefully work with my former colleagues soon.
So, ang tagal na rin ng iHeartPH. I mean, 9 season is not a joke. Yan. So, anong pakiramdam mo na it lasted this long and it will continue pa?
Parang medyo kinilabutan ako, to be honest. Kasi parang it's such a blessing, you know, especially in these modern times. Ang bilis na very fast-paced eh. Yung content ngayon, irrelevant na after 3 days, after 4 days. But, you know, what we can be proud of is that we know that we are churning out good quality content. Something that's entertaining, informative, and hopefully timeless. So, sana magtuloy-tuloy pa ang iHeartPH with all of your support.
Okay. Can you tell us naman a little bit about yourself? I mean, for how many years na you're hosting iHeartPH? What changed? Ano yung mga changes? I mean, are you married now? Something like that.
I'm 5'2" naman lahat eh, no? Pati zodiac sign ako. Charot. I've been hosting for many years now, 17 years now. So TV and events. I regularly host mga corporate events. I'm also a Chinoy. I'm a Filipino-Chinese. So I can speak conversational Mandarin, Hokkien. I also host mga Mandarin and Hokkien events, English events. And then, what I love about yung iHeartPH is really connecting with people. More than going to places because it's so amazing, diba? Seeing new places, talaga makaka-travel ka for free, eating good food, but more than that, it's really the connection. When I talk to people, I hear their stories, parang, nagkakaroon kami agad ng parang magnet. So, yun yung pinaka best part about being a host is really to connect with other people.
Hindi mo sinagot. Are you married na? Sorry.
Yes po, sorry, I'm married, yes.
You have children?
No, I don't have.
Okay. Tuloy-tuloy na, sandali lang. Okay. I was surprised na ang galing ko pala mag-host in fairness. So, yan. Meron ka pa bang mga pangarap in terms of you being a host? Mas marami pang magawa, makilala pa, do this kind of show?
Alam ko baka mahaba-habang story ito I'll share lang. Kasi actually, dream ko talaga to be host since I was a kid. Bata pa lang ako, 5 years old, I would join declamation contest in school. And unfortunately, I would win every year. So yun talaga yung pangarap ko. So that's why I pursued hosting with May Trabaho Ka na yung reality show looking for hosts. Talagang lahat ito, it was all I believe my grit, my perseverance, my hard work, and my good relationships with my colleagues. That's why continuous pa rin yung trabaho. And to me, ang daming perks of being a host But overall, the joy is in the act itself. I love being on stage. I love speaking. I love connecting with the audience. Kahit malayo kayo sa akin, I feel like I can somehow connect to you. So yun, I love my job.
Okay, last na lang. Sino yung mga idol mo or mga hinahangaan mo in terms of hosting?
One of them, no joke, si Robilson, promise. An international host who's super good with ad-libs, as in very funny, smart, witty. This is not a joke talaga. I super duper admire you. And you know what? Aside from being a good host on cam, off cam, he's so humble. And so warm and so kind. So yun yung mga idol ko na hindi lang magaling. Kailangan may puso din.
So aside from Robinson?
Aside from Robilson, mga local, let me think, Pinky Webb. Pinky Webb, also the host of Business Matters. Very professional. Who else? Actually, too many to mention, but basically these are off the top of my head.
Okay, Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Rose. At hindi lang magaling si Val sa hosting, kundi mabait at magaan katrabaho. Kaya kapag may mga hosting events kayo, tawagin lang natin si Miss Vanessa of TVA. Okay? Si Miss Erlinda, mayroong tanong?
Sa ating mga architect, gusto ko lang malaman kung ang renovation ba ng isang bahay mga 10 years or 20 years na mula sa pagkakabuild. At para pang isang question, ang talent fee o professional fee ba ng mga architect base sa halaga ng bahay na tatayo? Yan.
Meron tayong mga types of renovation eh. Pwedeng interior renovation lang, kung saan yung interior lang ng bahay. Pwedeng additional floors or extension. So, depende dito kung anong gusto nyo gawin. Kung additional floors, i-consider dito yung mga structural elements ng existing house. Kung yung existing structure is nakaabang for like second floor, third floor. Kapag naman extension, depende rin sa floor area and sa type. So, mas maganda kung renovation, pwedeng magpa-design kayo for interior design, full loob lang. Pero kung kasama yung exterior ng additional, exterior design.
Pero ilang years dapat? After 10 or after 20 years ng build-up ng bahay?
Depende po sa inyo kung kailan nyo po gusto eh. Pwede po after 5 years or after 10 years. Or kunyari may mga repairs na gagawin. Ang professional fee will be depending on kung gaano ka alaki yung scope ng floor area.
And so base sa floor area,
yes.
hindi yung talaga yung halaga ng bahay lang.
Yes. Then kung anong type po ng renovation yung gagawin.
Okay, yun na lang. May standard ng ano. Anong tips ang may bibigay nito sa mga bago pa lang na magtatayo ng bahay?
Yeah, unang-una lumapit po kayo sa professionals. Hindi naman nila kayo papabayaan. At least may guide po kayo na tumutulong and may license po sila. Kapag magpapagawa tayo ng bahay, malaking halaga pong i-aalat natin. So at least, meron po tayong mahahabol. Just to be honest lang po, kailangan meron po tayong may liable eh. Professionals like architects, 15 years silang may liability for the design and the construction that they make. So at least, pag meron tayong kasanggi na professional, we can always count on them to guide us from the beginning. So kung mag-start kayo ng bahay, sila rin makikipag-connect sa mga allied professionals like engineers, geodetic engineer, electrical, structural, and master plumbers. So para mabuo yung house mismo.
Thank you. Isa na lang iba.
Kasi architect,
Architect Ed.
Yung pinag-need nyo po kung gaano katagal, depende po sa structure. Like yung reinforced concrete, pinaka-kilala dito sa atin. Kapag magpapatayo tayo ng bahay, talaga bibili ka talaga ng bakal, simento. Yun talaga yung kilala natin. So yung reinforced concrete po, sabi ng mga structural engineers, marireach niya yung peak niya from year 1 hanggang year 18, patibay siya eh. So after 18 years, 20 years, nagaan na siya. Nagdi-depreciate na yung kanyang strength. So that's the time na pwede po tayo mag-isip na magpa-renovate or i-retrofit yung structure. So yun po yung isang factor kung ang bahay natin ay reinforced concrete. Pero of course, kung iba namang material po ang ginamit, may iba rin po nandiyan mga parameters.
thank you, Tita Erlinda. Actually, na-mention ni Architect Danny kanina yung 15-year liability. In architect's part, that's architect's parlance in warranty or guarantee. Ayan. Si Miss Janice Navida, Entertainment Editor of Bulgar.
Hi, good afternoon. Yung first question ko is kay Val and kay Sir Robinson. Una kay Val, sabi nga kanina ni Romel, lookalike mo si Tony Gonzaga. So, it's not the first time na narinig mo lookalike mo si Tony.
Parang 995 na po kayong tao.
So, how do you feel kapag may mga nagsasabi na magkamukha kayo ni Tony?
Okay naman po, I say thank you. I mean, she's a good host pala. I didn't mention pala a while ago, she's such an amazing host. So, to me, it's a compliment that naalala nila si Tony when they see me.
Pero hindi ka ba nape-pressure na to build your own name in the industry? Parang ang hirap kung may kamukha ka, di ba?
That is really, really true. Pero I believe naman that if meron ka talagang unique talent that you can showcase to the world, then slowly but surely, the people will recognize you for who you are.
So do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage?
I wouldn't say it's either. I feel like it's just there. Pero para sa akin, I would like to strive harder to make a name for myself as a host.
Na-meet mo na siya?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay. Pero willing ka kung sakali na invite ka ni Tony na mag-guest dun sa kanyang vlog?
Pwede, baka sabihin niya, tumitingin ako sa salamin, di ba? Yeah, pero yeah, of course, I would love to meet her.
Si Sir Robinson lang. Kasi kanina na narinig na namin yung background ni Valerie. Kayo po, can you share with us kung paano po kayo, kailan kayo nag-start sa hosting? Yan, sino po yung mga gusto nyo rin makakollaborate na host?
Wow, first of all, thank you for that question. I don't think I'll get another opportunity to say this, so I'll do it now. But there's a reason why I've been in the TV business since 2001. My very first show was Lakbay TV on cable, if you remember that. But anyway, before going to that, I know how the TV industry works as far as longevity, and to have a show last more than 1 year is a miracle. To get it 2 years is beyond miracles, but there's a reason why iHeartPH has lasted 9 years, entering its decade. Now, of course, you have the award-winning team of TVA production, but of course, what glues everything together is a magnificent host. So I just want to give you your props. Welcome home, back home to GMA, and you deserve everything that is coming to you. Very prolific host. But, so I started in 2001 in a TV show called Lakbay TV, travel show, and didn't know what I was doing because I studied to be a director. And I went to film school, so I was thrust into hosting because I just happened to speak English okay. So I said, sure, I'll take it. And make a long story short, I went from hosting Lakbay TV on cable to a show called Game Plan on Studio 23, still cable-ish. Thank you for nodding your head. I appreciate that. And from there, I auditioned for a wonderful show called Amazing Race with my buddy Mark Nelson at the time. And I also dabbled in publishing. I was editor-in-chief of several magazines. One in particular was Maxim magazine. And that was a fun journey going into publishing because that gave me my writing chops. So I respect all of you writers here that are here in attendance. I love you guys so much because I know how hard it is to write original compositions. So from there, auditioned for another great TV show called Asia's Got Talent. That was in 2015, 2016, and that was a wonderful experience as a host. And as Valerie can understand, we love to represent the Philippines wherever we are, and Asia's Got Talent was our way of representing the Philippines on an international level. So I may not be an Olympian, but that was my way of representing our country, and I felt we did a great job there. Thank you so much for watching. And here I am. Oh, and then of course, forgive me, and then I did this little show called Ang Pinaka on GMA News TV. We guested the great Valerie, or she had her start actually with us a little bit, and 17 years. We did that show for 17 years. I did it for 15. The great Pia Guanyo did the first 2, and then I stole her job from her. And then, so it lasted up until the pandemic. And I thought I was going to take a break, being a homeowner, being a family man, getting engaged, living up in the mountains, but I got pulled back. They said Habitat for Humanity, and let's make a difference in the lives of people with our new show. And I said, all right, let's do it. But can I work with Val? That's the other deal. And they said yes. So here I am.
Yes. Of course, aside from Valerie, sino yung dream mo maging co-host sa isang show?
Oh, wow. Good question. Locally, well, I love the guys I grew up with, the guys that I watched. As I mentioned earlier, Joey Mead is a wonderful host. Mark Nelson, again, is my good friend, and we've just been been doing a phenomenal job representing our brand, and I felt that was something that we helped push out there. Gosh, who else? Of course, working with Valerie all the time is just such an honor and such a treat, and I love watching you grow and get better and better at your craft. So that's also, those are the people that come top of mind. Ryan Seacrest, internationally maybe? I don't know, why not? Yeah, pretty big. Steve Harvey, because I know he'll make a mistake on stage just like me, so yun lang, those are it.
Wow naman. Sa mga architects naman, I'd like to ask the 3 architects. Kasi ngayon yung panahon natin, di ba, uso na ang bagyo at pagbabaha. Oo. Meron na bang mga bagong innovations in terms of designing new houses na magiging flood-free? Or kaya yung mga floating houses? Kasi may mga nagsasuggest dapat floating houses na yung gawin ngayon. Parang anytime na bumaha, automatically magpo-float na lang yung mga bahay. May mga gano'n na bang
para may ganyan
innovations and technologies ngayon?
For now kasi depends sa location kung saan nakatayo yung bahay mo. For the floating house, as possible siya kung lightweight structure yung mismong house. Yung technology ngayon is in regards to earthquake, kung saan naglalagay sila ng mga technology kung saan sasabay yung bahay sa earthquake para hindi masira. Pero as of now, floating house, nagagawa na siya. And nakikita ko nga rin is parang buong pinaplastic ng buo yung kotse para hindi rin mabasa. So, other than that is pagpapatibay rin ng mismong structure ng bahay, yung bubong para hindi pa rin. Depende rin yun sa pagkakagawa and then sa craftsmanship ng workers. Pero ideally, matibay ang gagawing bahay.
I agree. Regarding dun sa house, at least yung mga sanitary, sa water line, at least yung meron tayong proper sewage, proper drainage para iwas yung sa baha. Of course, it depends on the location din. Kung yung location natin is flood prone, mag-elevate tayo or gagawa tayo ng other ways. I-help kayo nila architect para i-design na maiwasan po yung baha. And what's the waterproofing din, at least very safe yung iwas sa mga leaks or sa mga sa mga drip molds, anything like that. Regarding sa floating house, I'm not sure kung nandito na tayo sa age or sa generation na pwede na yun. Pero hoping rin kami na, of course, sino ba namang sa mga disaster natin dito sa Pilipinas, mas okay rin na may mga ganun tayong innovation.
Siguro add ko lang, sa mga flood-prone area na dinesign namin, either tinataas talaga namin yung ground floor, or kaya yung ground floor mismo, ginagawang open lang, or ginagawa nilang parking or storage, then yung mismo house nila is on the second floor. So, depende talaga sa gusto ng clients.
Dun po sa floating, siguro na mapapanood nyo sa content creator, international content creator. Merong adaptive yung kanilang approach sa construction at sa architecture. Meron akong nakita na talagang maangat yung bahay. Actually, matagal na rin technology yan ng mga Japanese. Yung Kansai Airport sa Japan. Kapag nag-high tide, umaangat yung buong airport. So yung idol natin na si Renzo Piano yung nag-design. Italian architect. Pero sa Philippines, wala pa akong na-encounter. Kaya ang unang tinatanong ko sa client kapag nakita ko na medyo bahain yung area, tinatanong ko siya kung talagang gusto mo ba talagang ituloy ito? Kasi lalo na sa bandang Antipolo, projects ako dyan sa Mayamot, talagang binabaha po sila hanggang bubong. So ang question ko sa owner, gusto mo ba talagang ituloy ito? Kasi magastos to. Kasi itataas ko yung floor level doon sa pinakamataas na level ng baha sa history, which is bubong. So kung gusto niya talaga, i-design natin ng stilts or yung ibaba, whether siya ay parking lang, utilitarian use ng spaces, tapos sa taas siya titira. Pero kung gusto niya ng ibang options, mas dinadala ko siya doon. whether lumipat or bumili ng property TV na bahay.
Nako. Thank you, Architect Ed. Parang si Miss Janice magpapagawa ng another mansion na floating. Okay. We have another question from Bernie of Philippine Entertainment Portal.